Another thing I wanted to speak about is, I think there's a threat to Northern Ireland in this. I found some pictures that might indicate there's something about it. And I also think in the Vermont case, one of the lately posted investigation and theory about it is that a policeman say that he for sure know that they're buried somewhere, and they reopen the case and they start digging in it, and he knows it's not true. And he was interviewed by a USA attorney, and he said, this man from Australia said, yeah, I came from Northern Ireland. And I just thought, oh my God, because Northern Ireland is maybe the reason, not that they have like maybe a motive to the family of the Vermontulin, but they got a money motive. So I think the motive was making money, and the money is about selling news, TV, magazines, papers, right? And I think that's the real motive. But whether those money was gangsters or IRA, I'm not sure. But it looks for me there's something Irish about it. Also because some of the letters that were sent to New Zealand, and also a very important link to a case in Northern Ireland, Arlene case, right? The letters sent to the families from that person could be the reason why I think it's Irish. And I also think that I found a photograph from the 70s, women in IRA, and I think I recognize her, and I also think I recognize him. So basically they could abide, and there's a connection between Nazi fugitives and IRA at that time. So basically I think I might have been a victim of an innocent victim because I have nothing to do with it. And it also tells me that my ambition to try and make peace in North Ireland was not just some kind of idea. It was maybe a sort of trying to melt this aggression down. Another thing I found out is basically on those pictures that I found there's something wrong in those black-white pictures. They are not in the sort of press photograph. They are private photos, but they show something that's not good. There's one picture from this place here, and there's one picture from a scout camp. Something is totally wrong. It could have been that the person took the pictures must have known something. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. I also recently find another case, which is Deirdre Jacobs. And it's a little bit scary to look at the picture because she looks so much as I did for when I was like 18 or 22. Also, her choice of clothing, I think I always wear black without sleeves, and that's very unusually. You know, they always say to women, don't have your sleeves on so your arms are blah blah blah, and I don't like it because I sweat a lot, so I don't like really to have sleeves on. And also her way of wearing lipstick, which is a little bit unusual, which I always did before. Especially when I was going out, I was always having a red lipstick, which is, I even got bullied for it because they think it was, you know. So that's really weird because I actually had a strong link on the Vermont case. Could be there was an investigation. Also on the footage where Deirdre Jacobs is going to the bank, there's a person in front of her which looks a bit like the princess. And as I told you before, I was in a club in London where I think the princess were breaking down over her trouble. So there might be some implications that I was cited in a way that people think I should be shutting myself up or something, you know. Actually, I have a stepbrother, which name is Jacob, funny enough. Anyway, I think that I just tell you about the cases I've been looking at. Ethan Pex, Gunvar Kruse, she's Danish. Daniel Bartner is from Alabama, United States. Vermont, Australia. Arlene Atkinson, Northern Ireland, Heidi Jebsen, Denmark. There's a murder case, the Ægter, which is old substitute for drugging people used in Denmark and otherwise, dentist drugs, I think. There was another case of a child, and there's 2 babies called Anna, which disappeared in the 60s or 70s in Denmark. And you have the Anna Frank case, which showed up in M1 paparazzi YouTube channel, meaning that this person had something about Anna as a name. Like, you know, they say about Ted Bundy that he has something about hair, which I'm not so sure. But, so, and I also think they got a lot of the wrong people when they jail somebody. I think we had lately had some really macabre cases of disposal of bodies, which I think is not solved the right way. We have like, I think 2 or 3 cases where they use oil tank, which is highly unusual, more like a war thing, I think. We have the Ubers, men say, and we have the Lundin case, which I think is also macabre for a first-timer. I think it's not possible. We have Eddie case, and we have the priest case, which I think linking to some more experienced types that would do like that, you know. Another thing about my relations was that I can see on the United States tombstone, which has a sort of 3 Greece women in a sort of honor or something. That design, I recognize the drawings, and that linked directly to this case, right? So basically, I'm not sure that this person, maybe this person was in Europe or he went to Europe, and maybe he was caught up by, could be Irish or something else, or maybe he was Irish. I don't know. But it turned out that this person I knew was a very good sailor, and he was a mastermind of planning harbors and stuff. So he might have been working at the top level of Denmark, linking to military, which also is the reason why I can't lift this case. Because it's so high up that no matter how much I try to attend on my son's case or fraud in patents or royalty or money, I cannot do nothing because it's so high up in the military, maybe even in the United States, because the person could have been in Europe for some time and left to the United States again. So I can't really do anything. I have probably to leave the English-speaking area to get myself a safe life. Yeah. Another thing is when I was captured in Copenhagen and was in Litauen being tortured by KGB, that was just before the war came down, the DDR. I know that actually Putin was also arrested and questioned for Contra. And I had a really hard time in the jail. I was really getting hard, you know. But I noticed that I've been threatened by some of these top agents from Russia. And today most of us are not in war. I mean, the war is over, the Cold War, and we don't want it back. The press wants war, and we don't want the press. So that's how it goes. But I can only say that I have never felt threatened by Putin himself, because he was actually a liberator. He was against the system. So he's not what they say. He's a little bit, if that revolution if it had turned out that the communism had won, he would have been dead, right? And so would I. So we are actually each on our side, a bit the same, you know, we don't want communism or Nazism or fascism. We want a liberal but under law system, right?